When you have a large collection of retro and modern video game consoles, connecting everything to one TV can be a bit of a challenge. Let's look at current generation. Let's say that you have an Xbox, either Series S or X, you have a PlayStation 5. I know, I kid. Let's say you have a PlayStation 4 then, and let's say you have a Nintendo Switch. There's 3 HDMI ports you need on the back of your TV. And then if you have a streaming stick like a Roku or an Android TV box, you need a port on the back of your TV to connect the HDMI to on that. And then if you have any other devices that you want to connect, well, you need a lot of HDMI ports. 3 to 4 tends to be typical for what your television would have, but it gets even more complicated when you want to run everything through an HDMI capture card like what I do here. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you find this video interesting and entertaining. So I have over 23 different playable systems connected to this TV, going to one HDMI port connected to my capture card. And for that, I'm currently using it is an 8x1, 8 in, 1 out switcher box, and I've got another 5x1 kind of daisy chained together with that. Not the optimum way to do it. You get signal loss when you have to daisy chain things like that, but it was one of those that it was good enough at the time. Now if you want to see how I did that, I actually cleaned up all the wiring back behind this rack in a video you can see right up there. Now, or is it up there? It's somewhere. Anyways, it'll be floating in a corner right about now. Anyways, so going with that 8x1 with the 5x1 daisy chained, you kind of get some loss issues, you get some other issues going on. And I wanted a better overall solution. Well, one has just been delivered to our front door. The folks over at TESmart has sent us their 16x1 HDMI switcher box. And this should allow us to put all of our systems into this without needing to daisy chain anything, without having to worry about signal loss or anything along those lines. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to unbox it, we're going to check it out, we're going to see how it comes out of the box and some of the features. One of the things I am going to test on it, the PlayStation 3 is notorious for not being able to use through a splitter or through a capture card due to the HDCP copyright protection that is built into that. I want to see if this gets around that. I want to see some of the other features that it has to it too. So let's go ahead, let's hit the bench, and let's check out how it comes out of the box.
Here we go!
So here we have the TESmart 16x1 HDMI switcher on the bench. And one thing I do want to say is TESmart did send us one of these for review, which I do appreciate. They are not getting to preview or proof the content or anything like that. All the opinions that you see here are my own. The box is pretty dang plain. It's all of this brown corrugated cardboard, which, I mean, it's an HDMI switch. It kind of falls into the vein of that Amazon ship and own container kind of thing. So, holy cow. Wow. This thing, wow. So kind of walk through everything that comes in it. You've obviously got a power supply here, which we'll show in a moment. Here is the switcher box. Now, here is the interesting thing. Oh, remote control. Don't want to lose that. I'm going to use the box here, though, to set this down here. So one of the things on here I do want to show you, and this is pretty important, it can do 4K 60 Hertz, so that is good to note on here. Look at all of these HDMI ports. So 1, 2, all the inputs are over here. The output is on this end. I like that a little bit better than my current switcher I have. I have 4, and then the output is in the middle. I prefer this. Now it is a 12 volt DC input here for all of our devices. And then I can also go ahead and just manually hit this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can scan. It does have a LAN connection, which is kind of interesting. And then an on-off switch on the front. Power supply, pretty standard stuff, barrel type connection. Looks like it does have brackets where if I wanted to mount it, I could. I will probably end up 3D printing something just so that it's not sitting on the floor. Yeah, that's exactly what these are the brackets. I'm going to probably print something that go around the sides here, and I can slide it into my Kallax setup that I have. So we'll set these brackets aside. We do have the manual here, and the remote control battery. Remote control does not, wow, tip, the remote control does not with battery. The button battery model is CR2025. So is that telling me it does not include a battery? Because if that's the case,
include the battery. I mean, that's frustrating. So before I can do anything with this, I need to go buy a, what is it, 2025 lithium button battery. It's a $3 battery. They should include it. So to go ahead to enjoy SMART, not Get Smart, that's TV show, has all of their basic information here. By default, the remote control is not equipped with batteries due to safety requirements of some express companies. Install 2025. Okay, I can kind of get that, but that's, yeah. Let's see, does it address HDCP? Features, here we go. Let's check this out. So support resolution up to 3840 by 2160 4K, 60 Hz 4x4x4, HDCP 2.2 compliant. So I'm wondering if this will work with the PS3. Let's see, support front panels, IR signals, okay, so there's all that stuff. Okay, so I mean, there's nothing really too complex about it. I mean, it's essentially an HDMI switcher box. So let's go ahead and we're going to connect everything up here. Now, one tip is I take a label maker and I actually put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I actually label what's going into each input on here. So I will have a label probably about yay long on here with each of my inputs here shortly. We're going to go ahead, we're going to plug this in, we're going to get all of our connections going, and we're going to test it out. So here you see my old setup. You see me kind of off to the side, sorry about that. And here, like I said, I had an 8x5 essentially, and I had to daisy chain in an extra extension here if I ever wanted to route something else in. Had power supply issues, other things. This, if I was only using 8 devices, this would have been terrific. But because I use more than 8, that's where our new one here is going to come in handy. Now, one thing of note, if you see here, there's little bits of, you know, paint and whatnot on the HDMI cables. That's so that I know at a glance what is each connection. So, for example, I know that here I have, I'm going to just disconnect that one there. I have one gold dot here, so that goes to whatever one dot is on the other that I happen to know is my Nintendo Switch. No need to reconnect it because I'm going to take it apart. This one here, for example, has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that goes to the corresponding one here. So time to disconnect and then connect everything to our new box. It took me about 20 minutes to get everything set up. Pretty super simple, and I do have all of my existing systems in here now connected, including stuff like I didn't have things connected to my RetroTink. I now have. This was kind of the motivation I needed to get that stuff done. So here we have the Switch, and input number 2 should be our PS4, I think. Yep, PS4. Input number 3 should be our RetroTink, which I have my Super Famicom playing, going through SCART. Look how beautiful that picture is. Absolutely love the RetroTink 5X. Mwah. Mike, I love you. I love you so much. We're going to go to number 4, which is this this is my HDMI modded Famicom, or HDMI modded NES with my Famicom disk system. Input number 5, I think, is my Wii U. It is. Number 6, this could be the Xbox. No, it's my GameCube. Xbox, or input number 6 is my GameCube. 7, I think, is my, and I'm obviously using the remote control. There is the Xbox. Input number 8 is my Grafx 16 Mini. Now, number 9 is the one that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in, and I love the fact it's working. It is our PlayStation 3. And where did I put it here? I have removed the HDMI splitter that I had in there to basically bypass HDCP in the past. I had to go in the other room and grab a controller just so that you could see that this is indeed my PlayStation 3, and it is working. So it is good to know that I can go ahead and do this. The PS3 will work, no issues whatsoever, and I don't need to utilize the HDMI splitter anymore. That is
wonderful. Overall, what do I think of this? Setup is super simple. I do wish two things. First and foremost, just include the battery. Especially here in the US, it's easy enough to do, include the battery in there. I am lucky that I had a CR2032 here, or 2025, whatever it was, so I was able to get this set up. I will say too that I can go ahead and stand right here, and I have the sensor set on top of the box itself, and it will go ahead, give it a moment here unless my switch went to sleep. Nope, should be going here in a second. So I am able to go ahead and change the input, you know, basically from sitting out here, and I just have the sensor on top of the switch box, and it works just fine for that. The one thing that can get a little bit wonky is if you need to go back to input number 1, because it does have inputs 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A lot of times it'll take, when you put a 1, it'll go to 10 instead. So I think let's go to 2, and it'll go to our PS4. And I'm going to just hit the 1 button. I just hit it. We'll give it a second. It'll take a few seconds just to switch over to input 1, just to make sure that you're not trying to select that, you know, a 10s group or a teens sort of input on here. Overall, the picture quality looks great. I'm absolutely loving this, and it is much more efficient than what I had previously with this setup here. The fact that I had to daisy chain them really kind of hurt the picture quality, especially on inputs 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because I lost one with daisy chaining, I didn't have 13, I basically had 12 inputs on here. Now with this, I can go ahead and add future systems and not have to worry about it. Like for example, I still need to finish my HDMI mod on my N64 and on my Dreamcast. I have inputs, I can plug those in. I also have a PC engine that we're gonna go ahead and use the Terra Onion mod on that, so we can go ahead and get an HDMI out. I can plug that right into this too. It gives me that expandability that I was somewhat lacking before, and I'm super looking forward to being able to do this. Now, it's not inexpensive. It's also not cheap. This is a quality piece of equipment, and you're looking $200 north to go ahead and pick one of these up. But if you need something with so many inputs, it's a great solution for you. Now, if you don't need something with quite as many inputs, they do offer smaller ones as well that you may want to consider. They do have an 8x1. They have, I think it's a 4x1 and more. Make sure that you go ahead and check them out if you want to go ahead and see their full line of HDMI switcher boxes. Now, if you do want to pick one of these up, I will have a link down below in a pinned post where you can go ahead and check it out. Now, it is an affiliate link, so if you do purchase through there, we do get a little bit of a bonus. If you're looking to pick one up, I would greatly appreciate if you use that link. Now, if you do have any other comments or questions, as always, feel free to leave them down below in that comment section. You can also go ahead and email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can send me a message on Twitter at RockSolidStudios. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions and Instagram at instagram.com/RockSolidProductionsGK. Now, if you are looking for any other accessories for modern or retro gaming, as always, I invite you to check out CastlemaniaGames.com. They have so much cool stuff there, including first-run games and movies. Very cool. He also has a feature called Castle Cash. It's his rewards program where the more you spend, the more you earn towards future purchases. And the great thing is Castle Cash is just like cash. So if you have $20 in Castle Cash, you got $20 to spend at the castle. You can also use promo code ROCKSOLID10 to save 10% off of most items on the website. Now, if you're also looking for some tips and tricks on how to go ahead and organize your gaming area like what we have here, we've done a video just on how you can use pegboard to organize your wiring on the back. I'll have that link for you right up there. And if you are looking for any other videos for modern or retro gaming to help you enjoy the hobby even more, those videos are coming up for you right now. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to support the future of Rock Solid Productions, you can do so by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you'll get early access to all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube for as little as $1.99 a month, and with that, you get a badge next to your name when you comment or post on the channel, and you are acknowledged whether you are a channel member or a Patreon supporter at the end of each and every one of our videos. You can also support the channel by visiting our Teespring store on screen now, where we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, masks, cell phone cases, and much more. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.